So for going from the Chinese to the Irish right now, I'm sure there's a connection there somewhere. I mean, you never know.
We
right?
can make the connection.
We can make that connection. I know
if there
that.
isn't, we'll make one.
Last week we had the Russians on, so it's just really fun to do this. Ed Collins is president of the Irish American Heritage Museum. They got a new location, well, relatively new, over in Albany. Go over there and check it out. With him, he's brought Chef Harold Qualters, who made this bread.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Late last night to make sure that it's fresh.
Fresh.
Because that bread, when they made it in Ireland back in the 19th century, early 19th century, it lasts about a day because there's no fat in it.
Oh, so it gets hard.
It can get hard real quick.
Okay, so then you can use it as a hockey puck.
No, you can use it for bread pudding.
Okay.
And if you put some butter on it, put some salmon on it, it's delicious.
Well, it reminds me of once I made bagels and you could have used them for hockey.
There you go. There you go.
They were really bad. Don't make bagels. They're too hard to make. Buy them.
Exactly.
Ed, you've got a lot of stuff coming up. First of all, we have the chef who is working on an amateur contest for soda bread.
Yes, the Irish soda bread competition, March 9th at the museum.
And how would you judge a bread?
Harold is the architect of this. He's obviously Chef Harold Qualters. For a couple of decades, he and his wife Jean, lovely wife Jean, ran Qualters Restaurant up in the Pine Hills section of Albany.
Right, it was very popular.
And he's taken this project on for the museum. We have it up on our website if people want to enter the contest. They can get the rules on our website and the entry form on our website. And Harold can tell us about that in terms of the judging.
I want to know, how do you judge a bread like this? Is it for lightness, for taste, for...
All of those. Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
As a matter of fact, there is a website called the Society for the Preservation of Irish Soda Bread.
That's
and
too
it's been
funny.
I know, and it's been around for a number of years.
And why not?
Exactly. And soda bread in Ireland didn't really kind of happen until about between 1830 and 1840, when soda, bicarbonated soda, which was invented, if you will,
from the cream of tartar and the bicarbonate
soda here in the States. And then it was picked up in Ireland. So they began to make it because leavening was at best very fundamental.
So there's no yeast in here?
There's no yeast, right.
Oh, well, that's a tricky thing right there.
And the traditional, at the risk of taking my life in somebody's hands, traditional Irish soda bread actually only has 4 ingredients.
Salt,
Yep.
water.
Something sour, like sour milk and buttermilk.
Oh, no water.
No water,
Oh, see, I'm learning.
right? Because they had it, they had cows, they had milk, and they couldn't.
It got sour, you
and
use
it got
it.
sour, and they used it. So you had salt, soda, sour milk or buttermilk,
Okay.
and then the flour.
And flour.
And the flour was very coarse. It had the
was
whole.
good for you.
It was very good. It had the whole seed,
Uh-huh.
the germ, the endosperm, and the bran.
Yeah.
And I got that flour from Ireland, and it is extremely coarse, which is not too acceptable today in
Oh,
in
but I
American
love a
cooking.
good
I know.
bread like so you toast that with a little butter on it.
I've had his soda. I've had this soda bread. It's delicious. It's great.
Yeah, toasted.
Toasted. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I love it toasted.
So
yeah.
there you go. So that's the traditional, the white, and then the wheat, and then we have what we call the non-traditional soda bread, which is you can add anything to it.
Cinnamon or whatever.
You can. Well,
don't sweeten it,
basically,
do you?
I was brought up with raisins and caraway
raisins
seeds.
and caraway seeds.
And that was called, when I was growing up, spotted
Savory
dog.
or yeah.
Yeah, or it was called railway cake.
So what you're saying is that if someone wants to enter your competition,
Yep.
right? You entering it? Are you? Well, maybe.
I'm not. No, the board of trustees.
Is Jean?
Board of trustees and the relatives are not allowed.
Not allowed. All right.
Because of the judges we have. We've got 3
So
judges.
you're going to make a soda bread. You can use any recipe.
Well, there are 3 categories.
Oh, okay.
You can enter all 3 categories.
And you can be an
in one.
amateur.
You
Well,
got to be an amateur.
it is an amateur competition.
It is amateur.
So you can enter the traditional white soda bread, the whole wheat soda bread, or what we call the family non-traditional soda breads.
Okay.
And actually that one is the one we're most familiar with here in America. And even in Ireland, some Irish chef friends of mine, they make it over there with your raisins and so on.
Oh, this sounds wonderful.
So there are
sounds
three
like
categories.
What a great, fun thing.
Oh
you
yeah,
do.
yeah, it's going to be fun.
Three categories and 9 prizes.
Yep.
Each of the categories has a first prize, $300.
Hey, wow.
Each of the categories has a second prize, which are complimentary tickets to our April 20th Hugh Carey Gala at the Desmond.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Talk about that.
That's a big one.
And then the third prize is a cookbook by
Dorina Allen.
So-
She's the Julia Child of
Irish cooking?
of Ireland. Yeah,
Good.
she's absolutely magnificent.
Great.
Yeah.
So they're prizes. There's no entry fee. It's our first annual, and we hope to do this every year.
We hope we get lots of. So
Yes,
if you're
yeah.
watching this and you love to cook anywhere in the area, because if you have to send it 400 miles, it might get a little stale. But anyways, just sign up and
on our
enter the
website
com-
or call us. Our number is 427-1916. It's a number historically in Ireland that everyone remembers. April 27th, 1916.
Oh, is that
It was
how you got it? Okay,
the
good.
middle of the Easter Rising for
Okay.
independence. But 427-1916 are on our website, and it leads us to one of the reasons why we're doing this. And the museum did move into downtown Albany full time.
Nice location.
On 370 Broadway, across the street from what is affectionately called the D&H
building.
Sure.
castle
Railroad,
there.
yeah.
It's now the SUNY Central Administration. We take up the whole first floor of the McGinnis building there, historic McGinnis building, built by an Irish family, by the way. And
What a nice
our current
connection.
exhibit is Irish in the Civil War, and at the end of February we're opening up Irish in the Erie Canal. Which is required teaching in New York State schools. We have a lesson plan associated with that. But our mission is educational, and the soda bread competition plays right into that. And it's all about telling the stories of the Irish here in America. Irish, their contributions, their stories. And the story of the Irish bread, soda bread, is one of those stories, and that's why Harold and I got together.
It's a great idea.
And we want to pass through these. We have a motto. We have a little saying: "Your heritage, pass it on." And you'll see it on all of our brochures, on our museum materials. We have to pass these kinds of traditions on to the younger
I agree,
generations.
totally.
We like to say all of the young people today are so connected to each other through cell phones and iPads and instant messaging and Facebook and Pinterest and all of these things. We need to keep them connected to their heritage.
Absolutely.
And that's the mission of the museum. And we've had a great first year in Albany. We've had authors come in and sign book readings and signings, Pulitzer Prize winning
You do
William
the
Kennedy.
music and everything,
We've
yeah.
done several music performances, step dancing. We've had children's programs. March 16th of this year, we're going to reprise our St. Patrick's Day Children's Family Day from 11 to 1 o'clock, and then people can just go to the Albany parade there. We've got Derek Warfield and the Young Wolftones coming up at the Albany AOH. I think there it is there.
There
yes.
it is.
On February 26th, the Tuesday night, he's coming in to do a fundraiser for the museum so we can sustain these programs.
And you have William Devane
and
coming,
William
and what
Devane
is going
coming.
on there? There he is.
He'll be flying in from Los Angeles for our big Hugh Carey Awards gala on April 20th at the Desmond. Ambassador, Consul General of Ireland, Noel Kilkenny, is an honorary co-chair.
Oh,
He'll be
how
here. He and his wife,
nice.
Honora, will be here. Mayor Jennings and his wife. We've got the Cuomos possibly coming, Mario and Matilda, and if they can't make it, they're going to send a nice message. We're honoring Mary Beth Casey O'Brien and John Egan, two great community leaders and benefactors in the entire capital region.
Absolutely.
We've got the University of Notre Dame being represented. We've got all sorts of people coming to this.
The Fighting
William Devane.
Irish, right? Isn't it?
Yes,
Connect.
William Devane is an Irish-American actor.
He
multiple
surely is.
Emmy and Golden Globe nominee.
Wonderful actor.
If you watch the Jesse Stone mysteries, the last couple of years, it's a series of movie mysteries. He's good friends with Tom Selleck, and he appears in that.
in those.
But he was in Dynasty for about 11 years there. He starred in that. We've got all sorts of things coming up. March 10th, we've got a reception, a pregame reception for the Albany Devils hockey team. I mentioned the Derek Warfield. What else have we got coming up? We got, well, the March 9th soda bread competition is big. But you can go to our website, and all of our events are on there.
It's all on there.
And go to their website, check it out, and avail yourself of some of this great. You may have a little Irish blood in you, eh? And even if you don't, go check it out.
There's only two.
Everybody's Irish.
Everybody's Irish in March.
One thing we forgot, though, there's an entry form.
Okay.
Yes.
On the website regarding the soda bread competition. They can fill it in and send it.
Okay.
Or they could just fill it in and bring it with them when they present their breads.
One more thing, if I may.
Sure.
One quick thing. Tommy Sands is coming right here to Proctor's. He's a great Northern Irish singer, songwriter, musician. He's going to be performing at the GE Theater on March 10th, the evening of March 10th. Not really associated with the museum, but we are partnering with him the next day to bring him into schools for workshops in the Capital Region. That's part of our educational mission.
Talk about a great organization, the Irish American Heritage Museum. Check them out. They have their location, their bricks and mortar is over in Albany. And check out some of these great events and make up some Irish soda bread. See how you stand up with this. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out about more immigrants, which was the Brighton Beach Memoirs, which is Neil Simon's trilogy, his story of his life and coming up in the New York City area. Stay tuned. I'm Ann Perillo. Cut off just before they jumped, so you have to watch a little bit later to find out if he made that jump.